Hello, everyone. I'm 19 Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. We are waking up to some rainy conditions to get our Friday started. The good news is, though, is while the rain will be with us for the first half of the day, it will be gradually coming to an end as we get into the afternoon hours, and that'll lead to a quiet night ahead. Saturday, still looking fantastic weather-wise, and then we're still monitoring that severe weather threat as we head into Monday next week. So the rain is still going to be pretty widespread this morning, so definitely want to have the umbrella and the rain gear as you are heading out, and maybe give yourself an extra minute or two on the roads with the roads being kind of wet as well. By about 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, the rain should be over with. We'll start to see the clouds break far north and west of our area. By about sunset tonight, we should have a mostly clear sky north and west of La Crosse. Still some thicker clouds south and east, but everybody overnight and into the day Saturday will have a mainly clear sky. Now, we may deal with some areas of fog developing overnight into tomorrow morning just with the rainfall that we've had, so be aware of that. But we're looking at, again, clear skies through Saturday. Saturday evening, a couple of clouds, but then the clouds will really increase overnight. We could have a couple of scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm very late Saturday night, more so towards Sunday morning. And that'll continue through the day Sunday, but I think we're going to be mostly dry in most spots on Sunday, as we're going to have highs in the 60s, and those dew points are still going to be pretty low in the 40s. But then Sunday night, especially overnight, we're going to have to watch the chance for more showers and storms to develop out ahead of a warm front that'll be sweeping through here as we get into Monday. We'll talk more about that here coming up. But your forecast highs say mostly in those mid to maybe a few upper 50s. If that rain hangs around a bit longer, we may see those numbers be slightly cooler. But we're going to be a little below our average today, which is closer to the mid 60s. We're going to fall back down into the low to mid 30s tonight. And again, some of the colder spots, not only are we going to see fog potentially, but with temperatures near or below freezing, could be dealing with some frosty conditions and maybe even a light freeze as well. But we bounce back into the 60s tomorrow. Again, a great day to get outside. And then on Sunday, we'll be mostly about the same in those mid 60s. But let's jump ahead now. So Sunday night, we're not expecting severe storms. That's the good news. We have a 0 out of 5, which is essentially basically just a general threat for thunderstorms, non-severe storms. But the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center now has a level 3 risk expanding all the way up to about Rice Lake and Wausau. So now all of the WXOW area is in that level 3 out of 5 risk, and then stretching back towards Minneapolis and Mankato and points to the south. And again, we're still a few days away, but the ingredients are starting to kind of look a little more favorable that we are going to see some severe storms with this system. And I know that, you're wondering, well, why are we talking about this, threat 4 or 5 days out? Well, this has been kind of showing signs since about 6 or 7 days out. And when you have a risk, of even the level 2 as far out as day 6 and day 7, like we saw, but now that we have this, level 3 risk the last couple of days, we want you to be aware that this is certainly going to be on the table and that we want you to be prepared should severe storms impact your location. So again, this is actually expanding even farther to the north. So now the level 2 risk goes all the way up to the international border. So what this is saying is that the low pressure is starting to shift a little bit west and northwest, which is not a good thing. If it was going farther east, that would kind of suppress a little bit of the heating and a little bit of the moisture, which would in return limit the severe threat a little bit. But kind of the latest details, we're still looking at highs in the 70s, dew points low to mid 60s. We have the sufficient wind shear, at the surface and the upper levels, and we also have, a sufficient amount of instability or energy needed to support thunderstorms and also potential for an all hazards threat. But the question marks remain, of course, on the exact timing. Also, the rain that might come through Monday morning, could that stabilize the atmosphere enough, how long that lingers around, and the lid in the atmosphere, that cap we call it, when that'll break. Those could certainly, limit our factors a little bit, but the signs are that that cap will break, and I think we're going to have enough sufficient moisture and heating, and then we'll see some storm development in the, Monday afternoon and evening time frame, at least on a broad scale. But there's still a lot of question marks still. We're going to get those higher resolution models in this weekend, so be sure to stay with us for more updates on that. But the good news is, once that moves out, we'll still have some showers around Tuesday morning. Wednesday looks dry, a couple of showers possible on Thursday, but it is looking like we'll maybe enter a stretch of some milder and slightly drier weather near and beyond the